Pre-season is underway for the Tigers, and many more big transfers are coming in the doors to Hull City's training camp. Hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today we'll be going through every bit of Hull City news that's happened over the weekend, and yet again, it's been a busy one for Hull City. So first of all, we'll start off with Hull City's owner Adjan Ilajali and new manager Sergei Yakirovich have been meeting up over the weekend in the offices in Turkey. They are working hard to solidify their plan ahead of the new season and, of course, to remain out this transfer window. Pre-season officially starts today at the training ground, and everyone's there. And I mean, there's a press conference, a Q&A later on today, which that I'll cover out in the video tomorrow, where tomorrow I will be going through what is Adjan and Sergei's plan ahead of the new season, and what can we expect out of possibly the master duo ahead of the new season. And so Adjan put out on his Instagram story a little quite a funny video going around Sergei and his team going up the Tigers, up the Tigers, up the Tigers, which was quite a fun one. A little bit of news about former Tigers. So former Tigers, Keane Lewis-Potter, Brandon Fleming and Billy Chadwick, well, they're at Soccer Kings in Hull, working hard again ahead of their pre-season. Of course, Keane Lewis-Potter currently at Brentford. Brandon Fleming and Billy Chadwick, I'm not 100% sure on where they are at currently, but they're all three of them at Soccer Kings in Hull ahead of the new season for each of them. A bit of news about Marvin Malum. Marvin Malum is reportedly close to a permanent move to Kairasalaten. A bit of an interesting side note on this one. Marvin Malum has also turned up to training today at the Hull City training ground to start his pre-season, so maybe this one's not developing as fast as we originally anticipated with the move away from Marvin Malum. He is at the training ground, looking quite happy, to be fair, in the video that they posted of everyone coming in. He looks probably one of the most happier ones to be there, so we'll wait and see on that one. Of course, things can change at the drop of a hat in pre-season. A bit of news about Jonjo Shelvey. So Jonjo Shelvey is expected to be at the training ground in Costigan for the next few days for his pre-season to start. A decision hasn't been made yet on signing the midfielder. This is more used as a situation to get Shelvey's fitness up, and so the club can see what they can have out of him before they do make a deal. Of course, he is a free transfer, so the ball is really in Shelvey's court on where he goes, and so this seems like a no-brainer situation for him and also for Hull City. Talking about another current Nottingham Forest player, of course, Shelvey was a former Nottingham Forest player, in Lewis O'Brien. Well, Hull City have seemingly moved on from Lewis O'Brien. We was reporting at the end of last week that a deal was mounting within the region of about £4 to £5 million for the midfielder. Well, this is crumbled throughout the weekend, as I'm suspecting, there's been no official sort of standing on this one, that both parties couldn't agree on terms. As it sounded like Hull City wanted it to be a loan move, Nottingham Forest maybe wanted it to be a permanent one with O'Brien's contract up next season. Yeah, that one's sort of broken apart, but never fear, a new target is on the cards for Hull City and is expected to be a promising European one and maybe a bit younger, so interesting there, a bit of a switch for Hull City on that front. A bit of other former Hull City news. Well, Abel Hernandez has recently talked about Hull City. It seems like every transfer window is Abel Hernandez talking about Hull City. A Q&A, or an interview, sorry, where someone asked him, where would you like to play again? Abel said, I'd go back to Hull. It's a little more passionate when you win. In Hull, the truth was the people loved me very much. I felt that for very, very nice years. Of course, this comes after Abel Hernandez wishing the club a happy 121st birthday the other day. So Abel Hernandez still got Hull City on his mind. So Lewis O'Brien, he's out. Shelvey could possibly be in. Well, here's another man who is most likely going to be in the next few days, and that is Louis Barry. Of course, we reported about Louis Barry reportedly coming back to Hull City. Hull City seem to be the front runners, and Aston Villa, of course, wanting to shift some wages off the bills. So Louis Barry could be on his way out on a permanent deal. Well, developments have been made between Hull City and Aston Villa's owners over the weekend as the transfer for Louis Barry enters the final stages. We could expect Louis Barry to sign in the next day or two, still on a permanent transfer. Now, this is going to be absolutely incredible because you've got Louis Barry, most likely going to be in the next few days. You've got Miller, you've got Balumi, all three of them fit, ready to go for the start of the season. Now, that is a incredible 3 attacking players as it is. But let's go on to some more developing news about Matija Friggin. So, Matija Friggin, the striker, well, Sergei seems determined to bring him to the MKM Stadium this summer. Talks are still ongoing between both parties and a permanent move is looking likely. It could be a pivotal player for Hull City this season if he rejoins Jakirovic. Talks are still ongoing with this one, and it's sounding more and more likely that Matija Friggin will be coming to Hull City on that permanent deal, as he seems that he wants to rejoin back up with Sergei Jakirovic. Of course, as I said, Jakirovic was managing Friggin at his first club, Rijeka, I believe it is, or I might be mispronouncing it. It's just off the top of my head, that one. But yeah, sounds like a promising one. So imagine this attacking 4. So of course you've got Matija Friggin as the striker. You've then got out on the wides, Mohamed Balumi and Liam Miller. And then sitting behind Matija Friggin, you've got Louis Barry. Now, if that front 4 doesn't strike the fear into any championship defence, I don't know really what will, bar signing Messi, Haaland, one of the big names that is never going to see the likes of the championship in their careers. So, this seems like a very, very promising lineup for Hull City. And then also, we've got more news for Hull City on more possible not new arrivals, but returning arrivals. More promising talks around the return of Oscar Zambrano have happened over the weekend, with both parties seeming positive, and a deal could be struck soon to bring Zambrano back on a permanent deal. So, of course, Zambrano here will be out of action until November. That's a definite because of the ban due to the doping allegations. So he'll have served his 12 months by November. The permanent deal is to see Zambrano for the rest of this season, once he's back from his ban, and also see him into the future. Of course, Elliot Matazo, he'll be back in, I believe it's December, he's looking likely to be back. So our sort of midfield, our CDM sort of area, the holding midfielders, well, that seems pretty nailed on as it is. So in theory, if we can get this midfielder from Europe, our midfield is looking quite good with quite a considerable depth. Our back line, yep, left back, with still that Premier League lone left back in the cards, and of course there's a few right backs had their names chucked about. Goalkeeper were fine, centre halves were fine. This is looking like a very, very solid Hull City squad, and we've only started pre-season today, so things are looking quite good at Hull City at the moment. Of course, Shelby could be in to help out in that midfield as well. Louis Barry most likely in the next few days, and I'm quite happy at the moment. I'll be frank with you, I am quite happy. We'll talk a bit about that left back at the moment. The Tigers are continuing talks with potential left backs and remain keen to strengthen the other areas of the squad with a focus on adding quality and depth to their attacking ranks. So it sounds like this might not be it for the attacking areas for Hull City. This comes through from Baz Cooper over at Hull Live, so who is pretty much the Hull City correspondent there. So very, very promising stuff at Hull City at the moment. Very, very promising stuff in the Hull City camp. With, of course, I say, video out tomorrow, talking, detailing about Adrian and Sergei's plan for Hull City. What might only be a one-season affair, but could possibly be a couple of seasons affair, and hopefully it is, with a transfer window looking as promising as this as early on. Well, this is not looking like the Hull City of last summer, is it? This is looking like a bit of a new lease of life, Hull City, that could become a bit of a problem in this championship campaign upcoming. So pre-season has started today. More players will be coming in the next couple of days. And Jakirovic and Adrian, well, they seem like they are on the same page. I'll see you in the video for tomorrow. So stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing. And say, I'll have that video out tomorrow. But plenty more Hull City news and content. All the transfers, all the news around Hull City. It is here on the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. So I'll see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!